Hi, my divine loves. I'm wishing you high energy, high vibrations, and that your vibration equals up to the frequency of your manifestation. Let's get into our daily guidance reading for February 20th, 2020. I absolutely am loving the synchronicities of these numbers. If you break it down and drop all the zeros, you have 2222, or even angel number 2222. It's beautiful. It's talking about duality and balance and harmony, the male and female aspects of things, the yin and the yang, the give and the take, finding balance within your life. So today is a great day to get a lot of things done and have them be in balance and alignment with your goals. Let's get into our reading. The first card that came up came in reverse. Now, this is the Princess of Pentacles. In reverse, it's talking about someone who has a short attention span, or if you're not a person that has a short attention span, um, in like everyday dealings, it's more so you're not focused on fulfilling what it is that you have set out to do. You know, you started off with this great idea, and somewhere within the process, you lost steam to see it through to fruition, you know, to have it manifest the way that you want. And this is talking about being unproductive or the need to apply yourself, or even overspending. You know, sometimes we got to sit down and create a budget for ourselves. And I know myself, sometimes I will leave my budget home, or leave a list of things I need to go get um, from the store. I'll leave that home, and it's kind of like a self sabotage. So this is also in accordance with that, like it's a mentality, you know. It's about not being impractical. It's about trouble with paperwork, you know. Like I'm saying, I left my list home, or I'll do that sometimes, or I'll leave my budget gone, and it's kind of like a self-sabotaging kind of energy that at the time it doesn't feel like it is, but it most definitely is. So the pentacles here speak about like earth base and wealth, you know. So the world is rich and green, you know, it's plentiful, and the pentacles are talking about like coins and stuff. So this is also to help you keep track and keep focused on your finances, as well as focusing on achieving your goals and your dreams. Next up is the Nine of Cups. Again, this one came reverse. So, reverse is talking about disappointment, envy, and emotional void, being ungrateful, being smug or self centered when it's in the reverse position, which it came out in. I'm seeing this is like working in accordance with the Princess of Pentacles in reverse, in that you are giving up on this idea, this goal that you have. You're disappointed that it didn't come through the way that you wanted it to. But where your attention goes, that's where the energy flows. So this is saying that, you know, instead of having your nine cups full, and nine represents like the coming to the end of a project or the end of a cycle, now instead of having these nine full cups, your cups are turned upside down. So it's just like, yeah, you may have put in the work, but you didn't see the work all the way through. And now you are in a great state of lack. You know, you're disappointed and you're upset. Or you might even be envious, you know, seeing other people who are in your market, your niche, or with, you know, people that you work with, um, or even other people that have the same similar marketing style or business that you do. you're looking at them and you are envious, but you're not taking into account that you should not be envious of other people because you don't know what it is that they have gone through to get the things that they have acquired. And who knows if that's even their end game, the things that you might think are success in your mind may not be what equals up to success in that person's mind. So you're being sitting here looking at them and judging them and then judging yourself, being in your ego, like moving away from your God self and giving into these fears, giving into this emotional void by being ungrateful for the things that you have achieved and knowing that you have the power within you to turn things around, right? So you can have this card be the fulfillment that it is when it's in the upright position, like your cups are full. You have that choice right now. You can do something about your situation. You are not without help. You are not without power. You are a powerful being. You are strong. You are independent. You are fierce. You are this person who has so much potential. What are you going to do about your situation? Are you going to sit and cry about how things are not working out well for you when you have not applied the effort that is needed? These are things that you need to sit and think about in the morning. Start your morning off with saying a gratitude, before your feet even hit the bed. Think about the things that you have to be grateful for, and that attitude of gratitude attracts wonderful things to you. Next up is the Ten of Wands. This also came in the reverse position. So we have a lot of reversing happening here so far. So that's 3 out of 3 so far that are reversed. So when I see a reverse card, I don't think automatically negative. I think more so this is a learning moment, right? This is really trying to get your attention to say, hey, this is what is not going right in your life at this moment, but this is a learning process and you have the power within you to turn things around. The Ten of Wands in reverse is talking about being overwhelmed. It's also talking about, like, again, being unproductive, right? It's too much procrastination, or you're filling your life with busy work. You're wasting your time. You're not bringing in the relief that you need. And then for some of you, it's talking about delegation of responsibility. A lot of you are holding on to too many things, right? These wands are in this guy's hand, and since they're in his hands, wherever he is going, he will not be able to receive the blessings on his journey. And that's also for women. If you have too much that you are holding in your hands, you are not open up to receive the blessings that are coming to you because you are carrying like the weight of the world. You're carrying these 10 wands around like a martyr, and it's just not um, fulfilling to you. Like, this is not something that is actually a positive thing, right? Um, some people that I talk to, like my clients, when I'm doing readings, a lot of the theme that has been coming up this past week with readings is that they're trying to help other people instead of helping themselves. They're getting upset, they're disappointed, and they're overwhelmed. They're not productive because they're so busy with trying to work everybody else's life out, that they have not even put themselves as a priority. They're not even on their list of priorities. So, of course, you're going to be overwhelmed when you take on things that are not for you to take on. And also when you're just sitting and procrastinating, like if you have an idea, if there's something that you're passionate about, you have to put in the work to make it work. there's really no other way around it. It's time to take on responsibility. It's time to be responsible for giving yourself relief. It's time for you to be responsible for you to have a brand new start, a fresh start. That is something that you're responsible for. And you also have to take responsibility of seeing things through a new perspective, because a lot of times we stay in situations that are heavy and taxing to our health, to our mind, to our spirit. And it's just something that we are doing to ourselves. You know, you can blame other people, but you are the only one who is in charge of you. Self control, self esteem, that has a lot to do with why a lot of us are in the position that we are, where we are just overworking ourselves and basically running around in circles. It's kind of like a dog chasing its tail, right? It's not going to ever amount to anything because that tail's going to always be there, you know, and if they are not cognizant and they bite it, they're going to hurt themselves. So you're spinning yourself around in circles right now. You're carrying too much. You're doing too much. It is time for you to stop procrastinating on putting yourself first, on being the priority in your life. Let people learn their lessons. Let people go through what it is that they have to go through. You sticking your nose in their business and not taking care of your own is not a blessing to you, nor is it a blessing to other people. A lot of times we have to go through things that are make us uncomfortable, things that are not pleasant in order to actualize a change. And if you're always sticking your nose into other people's situations, you are keeping them from their blessing, because there's a lot of blessings and lessons that we learn. Next up is the Nine of Wands, and this came in the upright position. This here is talking about the wounded warrior. It's talking about perseverance, the strength of will, never giving up, and also about conserving your energy for the right time. Right? Not everything has to be a battle in life. You know, everything does not have to be a conflict. Everything does not have to be major drama. You get to choose when you fight and when you don't fight. You know, sometimes we're so caught up that we become this wounded warrior and don't take the time to rest, don't take the time to rejuvenate, don't take the time to connect with ourselves, don't connect with our higher selves, our inner being, our soul. We don't know who we are because we're so caught up in fighting the world and taking on the world's problem, putting the world on our shoulders when it was not designed to hold that weight. You're not designed to take on everything and everybody's problems. Everything does not have to be a war. You know, this is like being in the eye of the storm. Like some of y'all keep jumping from the frying pan into the fire, and you keep repeating these lessons because you're not taking the time out to really understand what it is that the lesson is showing you. The lesson is showing you it's time to stop. It's time to calm down. It's time to take some time to put ourselves as a priority, right? Not to say that you don't get work done, but in getting your work done, it is with you in mind. It is with the end game in mind. It is with the ending goal in mind that you're going to be taking care of things and getting things done. You know, stop procrastinating on putting you first. Stop procrastinating on these beautiful dreams that you've been given. Stop procrastinating on waiting for other people to come and tell you how to do it or give you a pat on the back, a round of applause, or even any recognition. Do what it is that your heart keeps showing you or keeps, you know, that feeling you get. Like for me, I just know that I'm supposed to help people spiritually, for them to connect with their spirituality, for me to read for them, to bring them messages through their spiritual team. That is what I feel in my heart. And then when I was not listening to it, things in my life kept going wrong. And just the lessons kept coming. And it was the same lesson over and over. Hard head makes for a soft behind. And a lot of times that's what you are finding yourself in these hard spaces, learning these hard lessons over and over again, and they get harder each time that you have to relearn this lesson. It is not necessary for you to fight. You get more when you go with the flow. If you are swimming upstream, you're expanding energy that you don't need to expand. This is talking about going downstream, going with the flow and not always having to fight. The number nine again is showing up. It's talking about coming to the end of a cycle. Stop the cycle of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. This is also what these lessons are about. Like, stop doing the same thing over, put yourself first, and accomplish what it is that you envision, what you can see yourself doing, because that was given to you for a reason. These visions, these dreams, these hopes and aspirations are given to you because it is your purpose to fulfill them. No one else on this earth can do it the way that you do, can present it the way that you do. No one else is you. And you are needed. You are medicine to others who are in need of what it is that you hold within you. It's time to stop fighting against what it is that you know that you were destined to do and to step out on faith, knowing that when you're doing what fulfills your heart, everything that you need is going to be provided. Your spiritual team has your back. And that's a beautiful position to be in. Excuse me, I'm tongue tied this morning. I don't know why. I drank my coffee, but I guess the words just did not want to come out right at that moment. Next up, we have the moon. And this came in the reverse, no, the upright position, right? So this is talking about self defeat, being lost, avoiding risk, only seeing what you want to see, self deception. Like, it's just you are being a warrior to yourself, right? You're fighting as a wounded warrior, which means that you're not at full strength and you're not going with the flow. You're fighting against the current. You're trying to make situations work where they're not intended to work. You might be putting your nose in other people's business. It keeps coming up. I'm not, trying to pinpoint anything or anybody, but it just keeps coming up. Like, you're so more so concerned with what is happening around you and what everybody else is doing that you neglect yourself, and you think that you're doing this great service to everybody else, but you're doing the most harm and disservice to yourself. There's nothing that is going to come of this situation if you don't put yourself first, if you don't care for yourself the way that spirit would like for you to take care of yourself, the way that your body is telling you to take care of yourself. Stop thinking that, what you eat in this junk food and saying, "Oh, I'm going to get up and go to the gym," but you never go, or saying that you're going to change your diet, but you never do. Just saying that you're going to do, but actually never doing. It's great to have a dream, it's great to have a goal, but if there's no action put behind it, then you are just lying to yourself. You think that you are lying to everybody else, but the first person that you're lying to is yourself, and that hurts you the most when you fight against what it is that you know that you should be doing. Stop deceiving yourself, and then also stop having this negative self-talk. Stop praising other people before you praise yourself. There's nothing wrong with being self-centered. It's not having balance that makes it a difficult situation. When people say, "Oh, like, that person is so selfish," it's okay to be selfish. It is okay, right? It's something that you're doing for you, but there's a balance that's necessary. And the balance here from this reading I've seen is is you are not in action. You are being inactive in your life. You're not showing up for yourself. So it's definitely a time for you to get out of this moon phase and start being proactive in your life, taking account for yourself, responsibility for yourself, speaking well to yourself, speak love and life over yourself. Next up is the Hangman. This came in the reverse position, and this is talking about a separation between the spiritual and the material, or even being like a hypocrite. Like, again, it's just bringing to mind that you're putting your nose in everybody else's business, and you can pinpoint everybody else's flaws, you can pinpoint everything else that everybody else is not doing correctly. But when did you stop to look in the mirror? It's a time to sit and evaluate what's going on in your life. Sit down, write out a list of what it is that you would like to accomplish. Put a date by it, right? Because now this becomes a goal. Then after that, put some energy towards it. Then that becomes something that you are manifesting. And then it will come to fruition for you. You'll have success in completing this goal. You'll feel good about it because you did something that you wanted to do, something that your heart was telling you is meant for you to do. With the hangman position when it's upright, it's just, talking about a time where you have to surrender to knowing that what you have put into action is going to come to fruition, right? But how can we get there if we don't have a balance, right? There's a separation here between the spiritual and the material with the hangman in the reverse position. So it's time for you to take some time out, connect with yourself, put yourself as a priority, delegate the tasks that are taking up too much of your time and that other people can help with. Be a blessing to other people. You never know who is looking for experience with certain positions. And you handing off a responsibility and delegating this responsibility can help this person get to where it is that they need to go in life. You might be a beautiful pit stop on their road to success, on their spiritual path, on their life path, or their life purpose. Just be open. Be open to putting yourself first and also understanding there needs to be a balance in things in your life. Our last card is from the Self-Love Oracle deck, and it is card number 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. Again, this is a 9 energy, like coming to the end of a cycle. So it says, stop, breathe. Take note of what you are putting out with your thoughts and feelings. Take a deep breath, let go, reassess, repeat as needed. It's so easy for us to be influenced about what's going on around us. If you're in a situation where you find that others are operating out of fear, defensiveness, ego, and short-term gain, then this card is here to remind you that you don't have to follow any of these people. You don't have to follow in the spirit of these things. This card here is bringing your attention to your breathing, right? This is when you stop to focus on your breathing, you are creating a moment in time where you are actually focused upon yourself. You have to focus upon how deep you're breathing or how shallow you're breathing, how slow, how steady. It's the time to refocus on ourselves and also taking time to breathe actually puts a focus back around our heart center. So it's going to be something that helps you with your heart chakra. You know, like it's for me it's like okay, the lady here on the picture has a lotus in her hair, right? And lotus grow in muddy water, right? It's not what you would think is a great or conducive area or environment to grow in, to bloom, and to be beautiful in. But it's possible that we can do that, right? So when you take in a deep breath and you're taking time to go within, you're taking time to put yourself as a priority to be first in your life. This helps you to thrive amid the negativity that might be or surrounding you in your life, and also helps lift you out from these lower energies, right? Focusing on yourself, meditating, praying, journaling, having gratitude, keeping a gratitude journal, expressing gratitude during the day, having positive thoughts in mind, speaking well of ourselves, thinking well of ourselves, speaking well of our loved ones, our friends, and our family, speaking love and life into them. This is how you combat the negativity and the low energies that are surrounding us, you know? And a final thought on this card here. This entire reading is talking about letting go of the control of what's going on outside of ourselves and having control over our state of mind, how we feel about ourselves, how we show up for ourselves. So you have a decision to make today on this day of duality, right? This 2-2-2-2 day, February 20th, 2020, right? Are you going to be in balance with yourself? Are you going to put yourself first? Are you going to speak well of yourself? Are you going to stop procrastinating? Are you going to take action? Are you going to refill your cups? What are you going to do with your life? That is up to you. You have the power. You've always had the power. Be kind to yourself, love yourself, and watch how you thrive and grow when you put action into your plans, when you fulfill your goals, when you work on making sure that you have a balanced life. Things are going to be beautiful. Put in the work, you will see the results. Thank you for letting me read for you today. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I am available for personal readings. I will leave that information in the description box. Be blessed, be beautiful.